think it might be live. I'm pretty sure it starts right as we
Yeah.
hit start. I just need to make sure to mute it. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Sideline. My name is Rishi Oza.
My name's Asher Heyer.
And we're going to be talking about Summer League. It's been the first week has ended, or well, not ended, but the first weekend of Summer League has concluded. I think there was one game going on, like Lakers Hornets or something, but that like just ended anyway. So welcome back.
My bad.
No, go for it.
I opened the stream and it said welcome back. You keep going.
But we're just gonna be mostly a Nuggets focused one. It's been the games that we have been able to watch. I love basketball, but I really don't want to watch like 76ers Nets Summer League. Like I don't know anybody playing anyway. So like except like Cam Thomas. So Nuggets played today. They got their first win of Summer League. Good win. Their picks really played well. Their main guys who, we were expecting to hopefully be able to contribute with Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Ishmael Kamagate, and Colin Gillespie all have played decently good over the first couple of games. What's been your impression of those guys?
I mean, as you said, with like the Summer League stuff, even the Nuggets games, that Nuggets Timberwolves game, I couldn't watch this Nuggets Cavs game, but I watched most of the Nuggets Timberwolves game. It's just a grind to score. Like these players just aren't like good enough to score yet. With how young they are, it really feels like a college game with all the bricks from three, and everyone's just trying so hard on defense because that's where you can try, because no one can make shots. So then they just go try hard on defense. It's kind of funny, but I mean, as you said, like the draft picks have been playing well. Brown had a really nice first game. It looks like from this box score of the second game, you can kind of tell me how he actually played, but 4 for 18 and 0 for 8 from three.
Yeah, so
2 for 7 from the free throw line doesn't seem too good.
The free throw line was bad. He missed a lot of free throw. I think he started getting in his own head about it. But the threes, like out of the 8, probably like 5 were like end of shot clock, just like catch. Like he didn't have a choice but to just put it up. But yeah, his 3-point shot, even in the first game, he was like 1 for 7 or something. So the 3-pointer hasn't really started to fall yet. But I thought he played well. Defensively, he was really good. He had a couple steals. He's playing the passing lanes well. And for a guy who really doesn't have like that much of a wingspan, he plays off ball extremely well. And on ball defense, I thought he was great. He, I think according to the data, I saw it on Twitter, when he guarded Ochai Agbaji in today's game, Agbaji was 3 of 11. When Christian Brown was a primary defender. And that is a little skewed because it's kind of just like the closest guy to him. So even if it's an open shot he missed, whoever the closest guy is, technically that's the primary defender. But I thought defensively played well, and he was in the right spots. He was just missing shots. I thought he played well. He was once again, his transition game is where he's best. He looks a lot more comfortable in transition than the half court because he knows like, okay, my job is to get downhill. Yeah, and in a half court setting, because he doesn't really have a handle, he doesn't have a lot of moves, it's harder for him to get downhill and get to the rim. But in transition, he's able to do it really well. So I really like that about him.
Yeah, he's so athletic. Like those transition ones, I think he had like 3 dunks in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I don't know how many dunks he had this game, but yeah, in transition, he's so athletic. He caught the alley-oop. He definitely knows where he's going. On the move, off ball. Looks like Peyton Watson had a really good game scoring wise. 19-7, 2 steals, 1 block, 8 for 12 from the field, made a 3, which is good. Made 2 out of 3 free throws. I feel like he's going to be a pretty poor free throw shooter.
Yeah.
I think he missed like all of them in the first game.
Yeah, the one he missed today was an air ball too. So like,
oh really?
It wasn't pretty. But the rest of his game, very good. Defensively in the first game, like you saw, like he was good. Like he recovered. He had a couple blocks. He had a really nice chase down block in the fourth quarter of the first game against Minnesota. Guarded Wendell Moore really well. And we know that his jumper is definitely a work in progress. But he does seem confident in it, which it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. Because a good thing is like, you know what? He's a confident player. Like, it doesn't matter if he's not making shots. He's still going to continue to play his game, which is good. But also it means that if he's too confident and he keeps shooting, even when he's not making them, that's a bad thing. But he played really well today. His game was like completely different. Like, he crashed the offensive glass a lot. He was around the rim for almost every single bucket. He rebounded well. He had a putback dunk that was really, really nice off of a transition miss. This game was really good for him, and when he had the ball in his hand, he had a couple of really nice plays where he was going to the basket and like ball handling, finishing like that.
Yeah, that's what I noticed in the first game. Like, he got to the rim a couple times, just like, dribbling in the half court, which I thought was surprising because I thought he would provide, almost nothing on the offensive side of things when he's on the ball. Off ball, I thought he could be a pretty good cutter and stuff. But yeah, it is surprising that he's getting to the rim with his dribble and his length and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shot is definitely a work in progress, especially if you said he airballed a free throw. Like, that's when like someone's jumper is broke. But
yeah,
he hasn't had much playing experience, really, probably, throughout his life, considering how little he played at UCLA. But yeah, it is exciting to see that he scored 19 points when that's really not his role at all.
Yeah, and he addressed that in his like post-game interview. He was like I didn't play a lot at UCLA. Like, people haven't seen me play like in a while. So, and he's still kind of like getting back to playing. But these couple of games, you've really seen why Denver was willing to take a flyer on him with their last the last pick of the first round. He definitely has the most upside out of the guys that they picked. And he's been pretty impressive. And I think another thing, they played him at point guard at spurts over the past 2 games, and it's looked pretty good. Like, he's made a couple of really nice reads.
Yeah.
The first basket of today's game, it was a pick and roll, and he threw a lob to Kamagate, and that was the first basket. And like, he read it really well. He's had a couple of really nice reads in transition, a couple nice reads in the half court. So it's clear he was probably brought up as a guard when he was younger, and in high school he probably played guard for a little bit, because he definitely is very comfortable being a playmaker. It's not perfect, because I'm pretty sure he has like 10 turnovers in these first 2 games, and he has like 3 assists or something. But the assists, he's making the right read, which is good, because he's also the youngest guy Denver had. It might be the youngest guy on the roster.
Maybe Kamagate is younger, but yeah.
No, I thought Kamagate is not. He's 21.
Oh,
I thought he was 19. Yeah.
I thought he was like 18.
Man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. This guy on Twitter told me, he's like, nah, like, this is like, it's like, he's like 21, like, he's a little older, which it makes sense because he's filled out his body.
Yeah, he's
way more. But yeah, he's 21. I'm pretty sure he's gonna turn 22 this upcoming season.
Yeah, but he looks really good though.
Yeah,
this box score looks really good for him. But even in the first game, like, you can just tell sometimes he was just jumping around a little bit on defense too much. When players weren't even shooting it, when they were just driving by the lane, he would like jump, and I'm like, okay, relax. I know he's crazy athletic and stuff. He had 2 blocks this game. I think he had multiple blocks in the first game too. But I mean, he is just huge. How muscular he is at that height. Like, he's basically 7 foot, 215. And that 215 is not fat whatsoever. So
no, and like, you can tell that this, especially in summer league, because like most teams don't have like centers, let alone centers that are as physically imposing as Kamagate. He's such a good rebounder because he just bullies his way to the front. He's able to get such good position. And he's really, but yeah, like you said, he's a little over eager for blocks sometimes. It happened in this game too. There was a possession where Isaiah Mobley had Gillespie on a switch, and Kamagate just like rotated over to try to help, but he rotated so hard, and then it was like a really easy putback because he was out of position.
Okay. Yeah.
But he did have a couple blocks. He is a very good rim deterrent at the very least if he's just able to hone those skills in. But like he's gonna be a draft and stash guy, so he's gonna play this next season in France, coincidentally with Victor Wembanyama. They're gonna be on the same team next year. They're gonna be playing together as well, which is no one's gonna get a rebound.
I know that is gonna be scary. Jeez.
So he's gonna be playing in France next year, and they're planning to bring him over next year. But honestly, I don't know if he could play right away because he is still a little raw in terms of where he has to be
like
and
instincts and stuff.
Is his instincts. Yeah. He's playing off of instinct right now instead of learning and seeing the game. But in terms of his talent and instincts, they are very, very good. And I'm really excited to see how this pick can turn out because Denver hasn't been able to get a consistent backup center really since JaVale McGee's like first stint, pretty much. Yeah. So it would be really nice to be able to keep one long term. And it looks like Kamagate has the potential at least to be that guy. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. But
right. I mean, yeah, like you look at him but you also look at DeAndre Jordan. It's like, is DeAndre really like better than Kamagate? I don't know.
Yeah. I would love to see Kamagate in preseason, like because Summer League, like it's fun to see these guys like show out, but it's Summer League. Like they're playing against guys their caliber, like the upper level of college guys, which these guys are. So they're supposed to play well. So I would like to see him play in preseason, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't even think he's going to be at training camp. But I think I would love to see him play in a preseason game just to see how he would fare against guys who are a little smarter, a little better, but just to see that.
Bigger.
Yeah, a little bigger as well. Yeah, he's good. He's really, really good. I think he's going to be a good player. Especially, I don't even know if he's like left-handed or right-handed. Like I don't know because like he hasn't taken a jumper, he hasn't taken a free throw or anything. But if he's able to expand the range, he's gonna be able to be an extremely good player because he's his roll of gravity is huge because he's so athletic. There was a couple rebounds and lobs that he had in today's game where literally 3 or 4 people are around him and he just snatched it right out of them. Like it's insane. He's gonna be good. I'm glad about that pick.
Yeah, I like that pick for sure. All the picks have been pretty good. As you said, like Colin Gillespie too. He was really impressive in that first game. Yep. Like making every right decision, really tight handle. And he can shoot too. Made 4 threes in the second game. Just 6 for 17 overall, but just solid, like Monte Morris-esque.
Yeah.
Getting them, undrafted. Monte Morris was very back end in the second round, and they both are going to play in the G League a little bit. Monte did his first season, and Gillespie will his first season, but yeah, he looks like just for a backup point guard, really solid work in the pick and roll. Just doesn't turn to like the Timberwolves were playing so much full court that first game.
Yeah.
And Gillespie handled it really, really well throughout the entire game. So I've been impressed with him. 6 assists this game.
He's a much better rebounder than I thought too. I mean, he's most of the time he's the smallest guy on the court. He had 7 rebounds today, I'm pretty sure, 6 or 7 rebounds today. He had a more than 4 rebounds last game, which from her point guard.
6 rebounds last game. 4 assists, 4 steals.
Yeah, the 4 steals too, because I like with a guy like Gillespie where he is undersized, and I mean he was coming off an injury, but like he's undersized and he is a 5th-year guy out of Villanova. Those guys normally go undrafted, but for contending teams like Denver, where you don't care if they have to develop because you want players who are able to win now, that's a really, really good pickup. I really like it. I think he's been the most consistent player over the first 2 games for Denver, and like his shooting is legit. I mean, he was like a scorer at Villanova. He wasn't like a guy, like he can control the offense and he controlled the offense very well, but his like calling card was the fact that he's able to shoot extremely well and score extremely well. And he showed that throughout the first couple of games. He can get to the rim really well, a good free throw shooter. He's physical. He plays the passing lanes really well. He's not a horrible defender. and I think at the NBA level,
His defense has been pretty good, I thought.
yeah, and it is summer league, so like it is, you got to take that with a grain of salt. So I think at the NBA level, it'll definitely be a little worse. He'll be hunted a lot more because of his size and his lack of athleticism. But he plays passing really well. He's active hands. He doesn't back down from anything. He knows where to be. Super super smart. Yeah, like you said, Monte Morris-esque, and for a team that just lost Monte Morris, getting one back and hopefully being able to develop him into something really good would be nice. And I think it is good because, no offense to Marcus Howard, but he probably wasn't going to be able to help over the past 2 seasons, and he did help in the postseason somehow. I'm not saying somehow because Marcus Howard, but it's like somehow because he was a two-way contract guy and he legitimately played big minutes in a series win. But he realistically wasn't going to be able to be a guy long term to help. And I think with these two-way contracts, you want to get guys who realistically could be a guy down the line who you can see giving a roster spot to. And I think Colin Gillespie is definitely a guy like that because of how steady he is. And they just had a guy like Monte Morris like that. So
yeah, and then I saw Adonis Arms and Kellen Grady were both signed to like Exhibit 10 contracts, which means they have like the possibility to sign a two-way contract with the Nuggets. I believe in Adonis Arms, like we could see that coming from a mile away. I think he will like secure that second two-way contract. Just with how, I mean, he's got an NBA body with his length and his strength and his height. And I think just based off that alone, like he'll make it with the athleticism too. 2 for 2 from 3 as well. Colin Grady, he's really just a spot up shooter. We'll see what happens with that. But I think Arms has more potential than Grady. And I mean, I like these undrafted guys. Gillespie, Arms have both been really nice. And with them being on two-way contracts, I think they can really develop in the G League.
I think Adonis Arms has been my guy for the open two-way spot that Denver has. For the same reason you said, for his length and athleticism. And I think just logically, when you look at how Calvin Booth has assembled this roster, you look at the length with KCP, Bruce Brown, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, like guys with length, he's clearly brought them in. And obviously with the draft, with Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, defensive-minded guys. So I think just logically, it makes sense that Adonis Arms would be that guy. But there are still a couple summer league games left. I wouldn't expect that contract to be signed until after and closer to training camp begins. So we'll see. But I think Adonis Arms would be my guy. I don't know if he was a good shooter in college, but he has good form.
Yeah, he wasn't really. I think he's like 30% from 3. I'm trying to see. Yeah, this is the thing about him. He's like old. He's 24. But yeah, I mean, he does have. I remember in the first game, he does have pretty good form. So I'm excited about him. I really want to see Teddy Allen play in the summer league just based off what he did in March Madness. I don't know why they're not playing him, but I know he's not gonna. He wouldn't make the team, but like he's like Marcus Howard kind of.
Just see someone chuck like 20 shots a game. Like I want to see that happen. It'd be really funny to see.
I mean, in that environment, like those players really help teams win in the summer league, I think.
Yeah, because I like last year, Cam Thomas was that guy. Like he won like the summer league MVP. He put up like 30 a game, and like it's summer league, so like obviously he's gonna just like score. Like scores in summer league look so much better because they're just like they have the ball in there. And I think like you started like the beginning of this, you said it's just like a college game. Like these guys don't know how to score yet. And for the Nuggets, that's like exactly the case because they still have a two-way spot open. So they're catering this roster towards guys who might be able to get that two-way spot, and they want that two-way spot to be defenders. So there's not a single guy in this roster except literally Teddy Allen who knows how to score. So it's like half-court offenses are brutal. They're brutal. then like scores like Teddy Allen would definitely help that.
It's just be so much more fun to watch.
Mhm.
I feel like they'll give. I mean, you can't just have a guy on your team in the summer league and just not play him, right? Like I feel like everyone's gonna get a chance. I mean, Jonte Porter only got a minute of playing time this game, and I think like I'm trying to see names that I didn't recognize in the first game, like Kavarius Hayes.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was. Yeah, he was new.
and then Devonte Jones too. I don't think he played in the first game. He might have, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're just kind of cycling through. So maybe Teddy Allen plays next game. That would
Mhm.
be exciting. But I guess other than the Nuggets players, the top picks, other than Jabari Smith, who
Ooh.
I really like Jabari Smith coming into this draft, and he's been kind of disappointing, but
Yeah.
whatever. But Chet's played really well. Paul has played really well. Keegan Murray has played really well.
Oh
That
my goodness.
that Kings game yesterday was just
Oh yeah.
that was crazy. The
It-
finish.
yeah.
Um,
Summer league games when they're good, they're so entertaining.
yeah.
They're so entertaining. And yeah, like I actually want to start off talking about Keegan Murray because like we definitely bashed the Kings for taking him. And once again, it is summer league, so I don't want to take a victory lap or a defeat, like just sit in defeat about being wrong about the pick. But like I don't think anyone questioned that Keegan Murray is a good player. It's just the fact that Jaden Ivey has so much more potential. Uh, but I think when you look at the Kings, they trade away Halliburton. Like they could have had Halliburton and Fox in the backcourt for 5 to 10 years and them be one of the best backcourts in the NBA. But they trade away Halliburton. They give fully the keys to Fox and they bring in Sabonis. And now they match a front court guy with Sabonis with Keegan Murray. So it looks like that's the direction that they're going in. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know Keegan Murray was this good of a shooter. Like I know he could shoot. He's shooting like 45% from three, counting the California games that he
I
played
know.
before.
I mean, his percentage at Iowa was good. But I didn't. I felt like he was just more of a kind of a spot up like rhythm shooter at Iowa, where he would shoot when he's open and he would make a lot of them. But yeah, I mean, he's been so good. Shooting,
Mm-hmm.
just so composed is like what really stands out about him. I think just always in control, not rushing anything, and that's kind of his personality too. It seems like very, very low key, kind of no ego type of guy,
Yeah,
and that's kind of how he's playing basketball, which is really cool to watch.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
he's not a bad defender either. Normally, when you
yeah,
have front court guys who are more perimeter based and they're very good scorers, are not good defenders. He's a good defender. He's very long. He's super athletic, and like I mean, we've bashed scouts for this as well. Like he's 21, which is one of the things why it was a little lower on draft boards because he was a 3-year player in college, which doesn't make any sense. But hopefully that stigma starts to go away. But the Kings are a win now team, and he might have been the most NBA ready prospect because of the fact that he played those extra 2 years compared to Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, Paolo, Jaden Ivey, those guys. But yeah, he's been really really good. He's making a lot of people eat their words about the Kings drafting him. But
yeah,
I'm excited to see the Kings. I really am. I thought they had a good offseason. I think that Neemias Queta has been really good for them as well. I hope he gets a roster spot. But like they have a good starting lineup. Like they have a chance at having a really really good starting lineup. I don't know who their shooting guard would be. I don't know if it would be Malik Monk or if it would be Davion Mitchell. But regardless, you have Fox, one of Monk or Mitchell, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Sabonis,
yeah.
and then Richaun Holmes is your backup five. Obviously, Davion Mitchell, and they have a good top 7 to 8 players. So I'm excited to see how that team. Hopefully, they're able to get over the hump because I want to see them get over the hump.
I know, and I mean that city absolutely like deserves it because being a Kings fan, just what
Oh my
18
god,
straight years or something without the playoffs.
I think like
Um,
18, 19,
is that
maybe
the
more.
yeah?
maybe more.
I mean, I is that the Mariners or the Kings? And the Mariners are like 18 too.
The Mariners didn't they broke the win record and then they haven't made it since, right? Or
right. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Let me see. Mariners.
I think the Mariners is 20 now or 21.
It is. Okay, why is it? I mean, they haven't made it since 2003.
The Mariners?
No, since 2001. Yeah, the Mariners.
Okay, so the Mariners is 21. And they're tied with the wild card with Boston.
I know they're a fun team.
So they're
Kings,
close.
it says 05-06 was the last time.
The Kings. Okay, so they're like 17, 16. 17.
Yeah, 16. So yeah, I mean, and I mean, I always noticed that the fans are super loud at the Kings games.
Yeah,
which is cool. So, yeah, I mean, that's a cool team.
They have some loyal fans. They that might be the most like deserving franchise of like a resurgence year, because not because the franchise is good, but just because the fan base, like they've been so bad for so long. They've been in like a not like a win now mode, but like a rebuild / win mode for so long.
Kind of Rockies, like
yeah, like how the Nuggets were after they broke their win record, and like we don't want to rebuild, but we don't want to go fully into committing win now and trading all of our young players. And it was horrible. It was awful. They suck. Right. And the Kings have been doing that for the last 16 years. But hopefully this is the year that it turns around.
Maybe. I don't know. They're probably, they feel like a play-in team, maybe like 9 seed.
Oh, wait, they got Kevin Huerter too. I forgot. I knew they made.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like the team looks good on paper. You just don't know how they're going to play together, because they looked good last year on paper. After the Sabonis trade, and even before, like even when they had a Haliburton instead of Sabonis, like on paper that team looked pretty good, but just did not go anywhere. So yeah, I'm excited to see like what De'Aaron Fox can do. You know, like is he a player you can win with? You know, no one really knows because he hasn't won, but maybe with the best team, you know, he's been on throughout his career. We'll see what that fit with Sabonis is like. But yeah, that it's a cool team.
Yeah, I'm excited about them. I'm also excited about the Thunder. We spoke on Chet a little bit, but the Thunder, they've been performing really, really well at Summer League. One of our targets, Jalen Williams, he's been a huge bright spot for the Thunder. Doing exactly what we thought he would. He's shooting the ball very well. He's using his length and his defense to bother shots, and he's playing really good. So that OKC is going to be really, really good, and they have so many picks. I don't think they're going to be a tanking team next year. Obviously, you have Wembanyama coming out, but you did just draft Chet Holmgren. Do you really want 2 of him? Pretty much. Like I know Wembanyama is on like another level as a prospect, but like 2 guys that skinny is going to be kind of tough. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll tank, but they like Chet Holmgren has been playing really, really well.
Yeah,
he's gotten dunked on like twice or something, and everyone's like freaking out.
It's so stupid.
It's really dumb. Everyone gets dunked on. It just happens.
It's so stupid how like just because it's Chet, it's just exclamation mark like Chet Holmgren gets dunked on. Oh my god! After he has like 5 blocks before that.
yeah.
Well, only because it's Chet they put it on there. Like, I mean, it happens with every popular player because the dunks aren't even like that good. Like, there is that one dunk. I think he dunked it with his left hand or something, but like, it wasn't even really that good. Like Chet was on the offensive guy's hip. Like the offensive guy had a couple steps on Chet. But because it's Chet, it's exclamation marks from Bleacher Report and all of them. So
yeah.
But yeah, like overall, he's been spectacular shooting the ball. We really didn't see a lot of that at Gonzaga. Like he really played like a true center type of role in Gonzaga. And now he's finally being able to step out and show that shooting ability. And it looks really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just really nice.
Yeah. Once he gets used to NBA range, which for a lot of big men and for a lot of wing players, it takes a little bit to get used to the extra couple feet. But once he gets used to it, he's going to be really solid because there's no way you're going to block it. He's too tall.
Yeah.
It's too quick of a release. And right now he's a little streaky, but I've no doubt in my mind. Ooh, excuse me. No doubt in my mind that he's going to be like a close to 40% 3-point shooter because it's too good looking of a jump shot for him not to be like that. So at some point in his career, he's going to be 40%. And like offensively, like we kind of, I don't know if we talked about this, but like I've definitely spoke on this with people. Like they're like, oh, he's gonna get bullied in the paint. He's gonna get bullied in the paint by like Giannis and Embiid and Jokic. It's like, okay, one, everyone gets bullied in the paint by Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. Those are the three worst players in the NBA you could have used for that example.
I mean, you got to use examples like Kofi Coburn and stuff because he literally did get bullied by Coburn. But I just don't like even think that's really that big. Like people are just overblowing that issue so much, and they always do it. I mean, in the NFL and the NBA, like, oh, he needs to eat a hamburger and all that. Like, but then it never like shows up in the game where that's an actual issue. So I'm like, please just shut up about it. I mean, it could be an issue, but dude, like he's got plenty of time to put on the muscle and learn how to play like that. Plus, like, it's not just a one-on-one game, dude. It's 5-on-5. Other defenders can help out and stuff. Like, okay, Kofi Coburn bullied him like twice, but Chet also got like 6-7 blocks in that game.
Yeah.
So
it's plus like obviously the Thunder know that he's not gonna play center by himself. There's gonna be somebody else there. Whether I don't even know if Derek Favors is still on the roster, but it's good. Derek Favors would either start there or they would have Jeremiah Robinson Earl guard the big man, or they'd have Mike Muscala guard. They would have somebody play with him because they're not stupid. They're not gonna just let him. Like you said, it's a 5-on-5 game. They're not gonna let him go 1-on-1 against everybody who's bigger than him.
All the fans just expect the players to just have like a LeBron James build. Jokic is too fat, Chet's too skinny. You have to be the perfect 6'8", 225 running back build and to play well in the NBA, which is exactly what Trevor Keels is, and he hasn't done anything. So I mean, I don't know. Like the whole build thing is just if you've got like the skill and you've got your little tricks and stuff. Because Chet is faster than most of the big men with his first step because he is skinny and doesn't have as much to carry around. But if you can just get good at your traits and quirks and stuff, then you'll be a good player. But
exactly,
you don't have to be built like LeBron to be good.
100%, right? Like no doubt it helps. Like if you're built like LeBron, of course it's going to help, but that's not everything. And Chet has insane length, which is going to help him so much because he's able to give up ground and he's able to get backed up, but he's so tall. He just goes like this and you're still not going to be able to get the ball over him.
Exactly.
So, and he's played like that his entire life. He's been skinny his entire life. It's not like he doesn't work out.
I don't know why Jabari Smith isn't getting the same type of Like, I look at Smith. There's this picture of like Smith's arms. I'm like, bro, those arms are like the size of my arms, and it's a little bigger than Chet, but he's a very skinny player too. But somehow he doesn't get any type of like, why doesn't he get the same treatment? I don't know.
I saw this. I don't know if you the Matthew Sponhour on Twitter and TikTok. He does this stuff with like Theo Ash and those guys. And he said he's like the NBA every single season they'll choose one rookie to just be like kind of the punching bag. So like when they do good, they're gonna blast them all over social media and just push out the propaganda. But when it's bad, everybody's gonna come after him. Last year it was Jalen Green.
Yeah.
This year it's the year before that it was LaMelo. And this year it's Chet Holmgren, and the common denominator with all those three guys is the fact that they talk and they're confident. And for whatever reason, people hate it when young guys are confident. Like, if you're not confident in yourself and you don't think, if you're the number 2 overall pick, you don't think you're going to be able to be the best player in the world, you're not going to make it in the NBA. Like, he has to think like that.
I mean, yeah, like just a you're the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. Like, if I was a number 2 pick, I would think I have like GOAT potential. So
exactly. Like, it's really stupid. Like, if you're confident, good, because like it helps you when you're confident. Like, yes, people are going to come at you because you're confident for some reason. Like, they're going to come at you more and talk more because you're confident. But I like that Chet has an edge to him because he needs it. Obviously, like, he is going to get, like, by bigger players, he is going to get bullied a little bit, and he is at a bit of a disadvantage. But the fact that he's confident in his ability, he's not going to get down on himself when it does happen, because it has happened before in high school and college and in the summer league. He doesn't get down on himself, which is, you have to be able to have that mentality when you're like that. So I think he's played well so far. I think he'll be fine, especially when he's playing alongside other NBA caliber players, like him, along like Lou. Like, everything's funneled towards him too. Like, this roster doesn't have very many good defenders. When he's playing alongside Lou Dort as well, he's going to help that so much. Right. So he'll be fine. There's no reason to be overly concerned about his weight, because he'll be all right. Like, I saw a picture of DeJounte Murray when in his rookie year. He was so skinny. Yeah. Like, it was unbelievable. And that I was like, oh my God. And he still is like a little skinny, but obviously he's more filled out. Like, he has his length to play with. He uses his body well. It's because he played 6 years in the NBA now. He knows how to, like, play properly. It's just so dumb when I don't know. It's possible to get weight and learn how to use
you guys are like 19 years old. Like, yeah. They barely, like, they've just come out of their final growth spurt, and like now is the time. Now really is the time for them to put on muscle. Like, not back then when they were just in high school working on their game and growing and stuff. They, like, when you're like a sophomore in high school, which was only like 3-4 years ago for Chet, you don't even know what your body's going to be like or anything like that. Like, yeah. And it comes down to genetics too. I mean, like, some guys just have better genes for building muscle. Other guys just don't. Like, you don't think Kevin Durant like lifts weights? I mean, he definitely does, but I just think his genetics aren't as crazy as, like,
look at Anthony Davis, his rookie year. I don't know if it's gonna show up very well, but he's skinny. He's very, very skinny. Like, look at him in college.
I know.
This is a horrible use of, like, pictures. He barely see it, but he was so skinny, and now he's been able to fill out. Like, it's just, like you said, like, Kevin Durant obviously lifts weights. Just because he's skinny doesn't mean he doesn't. Like, he does it. He just does it in different ways. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, he's gonna have we're gonna have so many conversations about that. I don't know if we will, but the national media for sure will.
Yeah,
they're gonna run away with every single time he gets bullied in the post. They're just gonna be like, oh my God, he can never do it. He's gonna snap in half. Okay.
His whole career, he's gonna look like this. It's like he will never improve. I know. It's crazy.
He will be fine. Because the other thing is, he hasn't had injury concerns either. Like, other skinny guys, like Bol Bol, for example, right? He had injury issues in high school. He had injury issues in college. He's had them in the NBA. So, like, that is there. But Chet hasn't had. He's been healthy his entire career, essentially. He's never. I don't know about high school, but I know in college he played it almost every single game, unless he was rested for some reason. But, like, there's no reason to be concerned about his weight and his size, because it hasn't affected him yet.
Right.
And he played D1 basketball. Like, he played with other elite athletes.
I know.
He's gonna be fine. Yeah. Paolo has been really good. Move off from Chet. This would be the last guy of the top guys that we talk about. Paolo's been really, really impressive. Very clear to see why Orlando wanted to take him number one. And his passing is a lot better than I thought. He's been playmaking out of the post, playmaking as like a point guard. It's been really, really fun to watch. Orlando's going to be a fun team over the next couple of seasons because I'm really excited to see how that roster works because there's him. He's like the only wing besides Franz Wagner who can create for themselves on the roster. He's like the only wing on the roster besides Franz Wagner. So I'm excited to see how that their young nucleus with Fultz and Anthony and Suggs, Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., who signed a deal, Mobamba, Franz, obviously. Like I'm excited to see that team. That they're
Isaac comes back.
Jonathan Isaac comes back, yeah, if he ever comes back, ever plays the game again. He's been really, really good.
Yeah, I agree. Like his playmaking, I did not really see that at all at Duke. But his playmaking, his scoring, he's so smooth too. Like that's what I've really noticed from him. Compared to like Jabari Smith, let's say I've definitely seen like Jabari Smith reminded me a bit of Paul George coming in, but I didn't realize his handle was that bad. His handle has been really, really tough in the side. He can't go anywhere. Like he just can't. All of his shots have been spot up kind of shots or just get it at the post. He doesn't dribble. He just does a turnaround. Those have been his shots, but compared to Paulo, who he has an NBA body for all the body people. But he's been great getting to where he wants to with his dribble. Great in the post, really just good everywhere. Like his 3-point shot has looked good. He's gotten into the paint and stuff. And yeah, that playmaking is really, really nice.
Defensively, he's really it's like speaking of like the body, I guess like this is like, and I know Jabari Smith and Paulo are like two different players, but and the handle also has something to do with this. But like Jabari Smith, it looked like he just had so much trouble getting to where he wanted to go over the first two games, and Paulo, not that he was like bullying his way and like getting there easily. It was just like it looked so much smoother. Like you said, he took a lot less effort to get to his spot and rise up. And like the handle has something to do with that. Size has something to do with that. But that's just something that I noticed. Like the post ups just look so much easier for Paulo than they did for Jabari Smith. So that's definitely something he'll have to work on. But I mean, Jabari Smith is going to be in a good position to be able to develop all of that because Houston isn't going to be competing. So he'll be able to develop. He'll be able to make mistakes and play through the mistakes. And it's, like I said, it's summer league. This is the time when you learn what the issues the rookie has. They're not perfect. No, none of these guys are going to be perfect. Everyone has their flaws. So, and that's something that Nuggets fans have to realize. Like, I've seen like so many people were like freaking out, us included, and because it was draft night. But even after draft night, people were like, "Oh my God, Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, like they have so many flaws. Like they're not going to contribute this year." It's like, yeah, you picked them 21st and 30th. Like there's a reason they were that low. They have these issues. They have these flaws.
Right.
They're young players. They're going to be able to work through them, but you have to accept that young players like this are not perfect. So
yeah, I agree. I don't really have much else to say. I'm getting a little tired here.
Yeah, I've had my contacts in for so long. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Just looking at this like the schedule, I don't see anything like crazy. I know Mac McClung.
The next Nuggets game, is it Tuesday?
I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. I think it's Wednesday.
All right.
8 p.m.
Eesh. Against who?
The Clippers. I don't know a single player on the Clippers roster.
I don't know. Like the Amir Coffee playing. I don't know.
I don't even know. He signed a free agent. I feel like if you were eligible in free agency, you shouldn't be able to play in summer league.
Even draft? I don't even know.
They beat the Grizzlies their first game. Musa Diabate. know him. Jason Preston, Jay Scrub, Brandon Boston. I don't know anybody else on their bench.
Oh yeah, he is on that team.
I don't know anybody. Lucas Williams. I don't know him because the Nuggets worked him out.
The
Loyola. Yeah, Loyola guy, but everyone else, no clue. Why is it? Oh, because he's on Portland actually. Yeah. I think that is it for us. We might just do one next week. Football season is getting closer as we speak. It is the month of training camp, so I'm expecting to go to training camp. I think I go every year, but now I won't have to look at the quarterback, or I will, but I won't have to compare them in my mind anymore. Finally, so that'll be fun.
Zach Wilson, my boy's been in the news.
Oh, yeah.
It was so funny what
hilarious
what he's going through, but
I love how everyone's taking his side too. Like
I know, right? Everyone hates like Dax Milne, the guy who took his girlfriend and then he's just sleeping with his mom's friend. Like it's so funny, but he's in for a breakout year.
Excited.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm excited for the Jets. First time I think I've ever said that in my life, but
I know that's a cool team.
The Jets are going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been talking about the Jets forever too. Like literally last year, since their last draft, like just things that they've been doing over like past couple of seasons. They're going to be fun to watch. I think that's it. I think it's going to be it for us. Probably do some stuff over the next couple of weeks, but until then,